Melissa Hoskins. I have a few questions about prejudice today. The first question is, what are the biggest challenges we face at Jefferson High School as far as prejudice is concerned?
When you start talking about prejudice comes in different formats, in different forms. So I'm just going to try to narrow it down and just address prejudice on the part of students. Okay. We are the most diverse school in the district. Each one of those kids have their own set of norms that they've been brought up with. And when you get a group like that, where they're all coming together, there are going to be prejudice. Our role is to try to make sure that they don't stereotype each other. Our role is to make sure that we treat each other with care, and they follow what we call our dragon code, respecting self and others, respecting teachers and families, because they're the roots to your success. So prejudice comes in all formats. This school is probably a microcosm of what the United States of America is all about. We're the most diverse school in Hillsborough County. We have 47% Hispanic, about 39% Black, and the rest are white, multiracial, and Asian. So we're a melting pot. And with the students, it's the way they are brought up, and those are the things that you have to address. Try to bring them to cross that divide, between their race and other races. So there are ways of prejudice that go on in every school in Hillsborough County.
What factors do you think promote the development of prejudice? You had mentioned how they're brought up, so that's obviously
I think
a challenge.
There are several factors that bring up prejudice. Ignorance is one of the things. People are not taught. They're not literate. They're not intelligent. They're intelligent. If they're not intelligent, then those type of things are going to create issues for you in regards. And those are factors that create barriers. Socioeconomics is a problem. The household unit, that type of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you think that
Time
you
out.
I gotta go.
Oh, no problem. I'll
Okay,
continue.
sorry.
No
Yeah.
problemo.
Just ring the bell. I gotta run.
What examples of gender prejudice exist in our school?
Definitely have forms of gender prejudice, and a lot of it has to do with the lack of students, boys and girls, men and females, women and females, not communicating. When students come to the school, they're lacking maturity sometimes, and they don't talk to each other. Therefore, they develop stereotypes and feelings about others. Our goal is to make sure that students understand their genders, their place as a type of gender that they are, how to react, how to talk to each other. Some of the students are very verbal and very polite. Some of them are verbal and not polite. So how they use and the language they use, those types of things, it surfaces when they're talking to each other. And that in itself is prejudice, because they speak a language sometimes to each other that's unacceptable. There's vulgarity sometimes in that language. And a lot of times they bring that from where they were brought up or from the neighborhood. So these kind of things are addressed when you're having a group of young people come together, female and male. This gets better as the young people get older and they learn more about what is acceptable, what's not acceptable.
Do you think that ELL students are embraced or ignored?
It all depends on who you're looking at it from. Are you looking at it from the educator's standpoint, or are you looking at it from the student's standpoint? As I said earlier, we are the most diverse school in the district. I came from one of the largest Hispanic schools in the district. And while at that school, those kids embraced each other. They valued their cultures, and they came from all different types of cultures. So here at this school, the diversity is greater, and you have a black population that stays to itself, and you have a Hispanic population that stays to itself. They do cross the barriers, and they do talk to each other, but it's a little more difficult.
They're more segregated.
Yeah.
Have you personally dealt with prejudice?
I deal with prejudice every day. It comes in different formats. It comes in the format of how you feel about each other. It comes in the format of what kind of job you're doing, and how you think that you're doing a better job than the other person. It comes in the opinions of people. They come in ready to draw conclusions, and they don't have the answers. None of us have all the answers. So I deal with that every day with prejudice. It comes in all types of formats.
In regards to your culture, what you were raised with, do you find that type of prejudice here at this school, just for that reason alone, put aside being principal and boss and all of that type of thing? Culturally speaking, us being at a diverse school, you would think that there would not be as much. Have you experienced it more?
No, this school's a lot better in regards to crossing the racial barriers. It's not as strong as you would think it would be. We don't have that issue here where we're having racists fighting each other. Usually our fights are usually with girls. Most of our males don't fight. We haven't had more than 5 fights this year, and since the start of the school year with 1,800 students. So.
And they were all females.
And they were basically all females. So, we're not having that violent behavior, and they're learning how to get along. This is a very good setting for a person to know what it is to become a productive citizen in our society, because it's so racially divided. It encourages, they have to talk to each other. They have to communicate. They have to run for student council. They have to run for homecoming. They have to play together. So this school setting is a much better setting than one that was all completely homogenized.
Last one. Do you think that all students should be forced to learn English to help them adapt to the United States culture, or do you think that native speakers should be required to learn different languages?
I think both. I think everybody needs to speak the English language. I feel that way. But I also feel that we're in a worldwide economy. We're in a global economy. We have to learn more languages. Anybody that can speak a second language is farther ahead than a person that only speaks one language. And if they don't understand that, then they need to be educated. Because what are the Chinese saying? What are the Italians saying? What are the Cubans saying? What are the Mexicans saying? And on and on and on. If we can't understand their language, and if we can't communicate with them, we're going to wake up behind, if we're not already behind, in regards to that racial mix or nationality mix of a country. What makes a country strong is the ability to absorb those cultures and bring people together and learn their languages. I'm much better off knowing how to speak Spanish than not knowing how to speak Spanish. I've always felt that way. It's a gift.
Yes, it is. Well, we're grateful to have you here. Thank you for that. Perfect. Okay.